Hello and welcome to Chaturday Live, the home of live entertainment in support of mental health awareness. My name is Jason Robinson, and today we're here live at the Harraby Theatre in Carlisle, and I'm joined by the one and only Mr. Paul Donaldson. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Hi.
Yeah. Right. For those that have been following the messages, you'll probably guess why we're here. We're here to talk about movies, cult movies, and the enjoyment of the community theatre itself. And the one and only expert of the area, and if probably not the whole region itself, is the one and only Mr. Paul Donaldson.
I wouldn't go that far. I know a few folk who probably know a little bit more than me, but no, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
So, Paul, we're going to dive straight in there. So, the Cult Cinema Club. Obviously, we know what a cinema is, and we know what a club is. So, what's a cult film?
Well, there's a lot of definitions for a cult movie. I mean, films like Rocky Horror Picture Show, for instance, didn't do well when it first came out. Fell on its ass. Sorry for the language. I don't know if I can swear. So yeah, it didn't do well at all. But then it got picked up on the midnight circuit.
So what's a midnight circuit then?
In America, we don't really, well, London and places like that have it. We don't have it in Carlisle. I know that. Started showing it like midnight, and then people started dressing as the characters. Then the whole Water Pistols, and then it just exploded. And the Rocky Horror Picture Show ended up making a lot of money. I mean, there's films like The Thing, didn't do well when it first came out,
right?
But done amazingly well on VHS, so it was a hit.
Right. Okay. So the purpose of the word cult is something that didn't originally make it, or
because there's other films like films from the 50s and the 60s, that don't get the love now, but were hits in the day,
right?
But you don't hear. I mean, I watched this. We've just done a sci-fi talk for the podcast,
right?
And part of mine was, well, my three favorite top sci-fis were The Time Machine, War of the Worlds from 1953, Time Machine from 1960, and then Planet of the Vampires from 1965.
Right.
And they were hits.
Yeah.
But it's only folk like myself who are still watching them now.
Right.
You don't see the War of the Worlds and the Time Machine turn up and tell you much anymore.
Is that because obviously the War of the Worlds is obviously as a remake, isn't it?
It's had more remakes than we care to mention.
Yeah, probably. But so the difference is obviously classics are ones that are like you say
cult, and
there's cult, and then there's
films that kind of came out on VHS in the 80s that became massive hits.
Okay.
But amongst like Reanimate and things like that, amongst people who were into the horror films back in the 80s, it became a massive hit, and it's still a cult hit now.
Okay, so
there's a lot of definitions of cult.
So the Carlisle Cinema Club then is obviously your brainchild behind the idea. Why the club then?
It had been something I'd wanted to do for a long, long time, and we'd went through a bit of a bad time in 2015. House had been flooded, baby came at the same time, so forth and so on. And when we were all done and back in the house and everything was kind of sorted, my wife said, you need to do this. You should talk about it. You need to do it. So I started looking about, and then a friend of mine asked us if I had a film. I said, all right. And I said, what's that for? And she said, oh, it's for my boy's birthday. We're down at the Harraby Theatre. I went, what? And he went, it's got a cinema. And I said, so I spoke to my friend Ollie, who's one of the trustees here, and he put it to the other trustees. I came down for a meeting, and then it was all go. And in April 2017, we screened the original Evil Dead.
Okay.
Which was a great night. Everybody enjoyed it. I was starting to get more dates. And to be honest, I thought, if I get 6 or 7 films or 6 months out of it, then I've managed to see a few films I wanted to see on cinema. So it was my own kind of, I wanted to see these films. But I hoped everybody else would. And it's been 4 years on. Now, well, 4.5 years on coming up, and it's still going. Even through COVID, kept it going with the Facebook page and group. Yeah. And I was posting up films you could find on YouTube for free. Yeah. So people could watch them. And I had a post go viral as well last year. Yeah. Which was just a silly post, really. It was Walt Fisty's, like, he'd done these Disney books, but used kind of 80s horror.
Okay.
with the Disney characters, so the
Yeah.
Thing and there's a Reanimator one and Chopping Mall and things like that. And I posted them up, and it just exploded from 1,600 people on the page to nearly 5,000
Crikey.
in a matter of a week.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. The post itself had a reach of just under 3 million.
Yep.
Had about just under 30,000 likes and 30,000 shares.
Crikey.
So it just went insane.
Yeah.
And I've had a few posts that have done well into the thousands.
Mm-hmm.
And that post has brought a lot of people in, which we needed that little injection.
Yep.
And it's been great. And I've got a few more folk involved with the podcast. We're doing podcasts as well.
Yeah.
On the Cumbrian Sound and Vision Network.
Okay.
And the first episode's up on Spotify. Cumbria Cult Cinema Cast it is.
Cumbria Cult
So
Cinema.
yeah, going back to when we first started, first film we showed was The Evil Dead. Then the next one was Shogun Assassin, which is a very bloody samurai film
Right.
from the early 80s. It was basically two films cut into one. Lone Wolf and Cub films. And they cut a producer who'd got hold of them, cut the first two into one movie, so it was just all out action and blood. Baby in a pushchair, wooden pushchair, kicks the bottom, blades come out, cut people's legs off. So that was our second film. Then we showed With Nail and I,
Right.
which was a classic. And then we showed Dawn of the Dead, and I showed the Argento cut of Dawn of the Dead, which was the Romero film. A day later, George Romero sadly passed away, which was just weird.
Yeah.
Because we'd just shown the film, and then the next day and it's like, whoa. So yeah, and we just kept on going. Obviously, the dates have been few because of COVID.
Of course.
And we haven't shown a film since last September.
Right.
And we've got 3 dates this year because obviously the centre's in much demand at the moment.
Of course.
Everybody trying to get all their
Functions
functions
yeah.
and everything like that. So we've got this now on September the 4th. We've got Blazing Saddles. Tonight is Big Trouble in Little China. Come along if you're watching. You've still got time. This film goes on at 7:30.
Doors open from 6:30.
Doors open from 6:30. Get yourselves down. Great place. Fully licensed bar as well. And the sell cheese XLs. What more can a Cumbrian or Carlisle bloke?
We're sold.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, and I've just continued. There's been days when we've had 10 people down.
Yeah.
But there's something been on in Carlisle.
Yeah.
Or it was going to flood.
Yeah.
So everybody was on flood watch. But we've also managed to get a few celebs involved as well.
Okay.
I got a mini interview and introduction to Demons from Greta. Absolutely fantastic actress who done a lot of Italian stuff in the 80s. Then I had Graham Humphreys involved when we showed Evil Dead 2. Graham Humphreys famously done the artwork for the poster of Evil Dead 2, plus many of the cult favourites from the 80s, and he's still doing stuff now. Blu-ray covers and posters and book covers and all that, and he's still a great guy. And he went into how he'd made the poster for Evil Dead 2. And then I had Neil Marshall involved. He introduced dog soldiers for us.
Okay.
Well, Neil Marshall used to live in Carlisle for a little while, and I met him when he lived in Carlisle. He just had dog soldiers out, so it was nice to. So when I sent him a message, because we weren't friends on Facebook at the time, and I explained how I knew him, and some stories of films he was going to make which never got made. So he'd read what I'd wrote. I sent the poster, and I just got off him one word. Where's your tool? Which is from Scum, because it was doubled up with Scum because we were doing a Best of British weekend. And I had to reply. Am I allowed to swear?
Can you kind of not?
I'll kind of not then. And if anybody knows Scum, you know the next line. Where's your tool? What?
Yep.
Tool. And he got back to us. Yes, I'll do you an intro. He picked the trailers that were on before the film as well, because they helped influence the film.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just great. And there's other people who have said they're going to do podcasts with us, like I mentioned earlier on. Jim Wynorski,
Mm-hmm.
he's up for doing a podcast for us. And there's quite a few others as well. James Balsamo, Joe Castro, to name but a few. So yeah, it's just kind of all going. We're picked up for this podcast that we're doing. So we're recording at the moment 2 a week.
Oh, crikey. Nice. Good. That's
so
good.
there's one episode up at the moment, which is a half hour long, and we're talking about some of the new releases. Godzilla, Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all good fun. And it's nice to be able to do it because obviously the situation I'm in, it's keeping me brain busy.
Good. So back to the whole name, Carlisle Cult Cinema Club. So when people hear the word cult, they think maybe, like you say, it's an obscure film or something they may or may not have. I mean, just list the top 5 that everybody would probably know in their household that you would class. Yeah, well, no, in general.
Right.
Name 5 top cult films that people would go, hang on a minute. I mean, that doesn't sound like a cult film. I've heard of it.
The Thing.
Right.
Rocky Horror Picture Show again.
Yep.
Planet of the Vampires. Bay of Blood. They're both Barther films.
Because we went through
The Big Meat Eater.
Yeah, I was going to say we went through a few. Didn't you say that The Flash was a cult film, wasn't it?
Flash Gordon, yeah. Flash Gordon, when it first came out, yet again, fell on its ass.
Yeah.
And we screened it, and it looked absolutely stunning back up on the big screen.
Yeah.
To the point where I had somebody in the audience who came to see the film, another fellow film buff, went, that's the best I've ever seen, that looking on the big screen. He says that was absolutely stunning. But that was the last film we'd screened before
COVID and
before,
obviously, yeah.
Before I became paralyzed.
Ah, yeah. So with so other ones, didn't we say that I mentioned like Little Shop of Horrors, the original?
Little Shop of Horrors, we've got the trailer on here as well. The original Little Shop of Horrors was a Roger Corman film.
Yep.
And it had Jack Nicholson in playing the patient in the dentist chair. So yeah, again, I'll just explain to you about Roger Corman, which, absolutely fantastic guy. I've never met him, but for what he's done, and he started off in the 50s, and he got, he was doing the AIP. Well, he was doing not the AIP stuff, the Edgar Allan Poe stuff with Vincent Price, and obviously kept on going. And he had Francis Ford Coppola was one who done for Roger Corman first. I think Oliver Stone did a Roger Corman film as well. Ron Howard, famously, when he was just coming out of Happy Days. Yep. He got a chance to direct a film for Roger Corman with his dad and his brother in that his dad and brother in all his films. And now he looks like his dad. So yeah, Roger Corman's got most of Roger Corman's entire catalogue is basically cult movies.
Okay.
I mean, James Cameron and Jim Wynorski, who had mentioned, they were working in the props and design department on like Galaxy of Terror and things like that. Then obviously James Cameron went up and directed Piranha 2 was his first. Then obviously Aliens and Jim Wynorski went on and done first film Lost Empire. Then a few others, but Chopping Mall was another one he'd done. And Return of the Swamp Thing, which for me, even though there's been this new series, just bit my tongue. Even though this has been this new series, Return of the Swamp Thing, without a doubt, is the greatest version of the Swamp Thing on the big screen. Yeah, looks great, everything about it. It's comic booky, it's tongue in cheek as well, and you've got Heather Locklear in there.
Well, can't argue with that.
Heather Be Thy Name.
Heather Be Thy Name.
So yeah, there's cult movies are everywhere. Really.
So the word cult, does that, in the naivety, does the idea also then go to television programs as well then?
Yeah, I mean, stuff like The Night Stalker, Call Check the Night Stalker.
Okay.
The Dark Shadows. No, not Dark, Dark Shadows. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. Brain's gone completely blank, which is, again, part of this condition. I just go blank. But yeah, likes a Call Check. I mean, Star Trek. Yeah. Before it became back in the late 80s, Star Trek really, when the first TV show was a cult show. Okay. And it only got brought back because of Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Paramount were looking for something to go out a bit spacey, and they went, "Oh, we've got Star Trek." So that's why the first film got made, all because of Star Wars.
So
Obviously Star Trek films had the first one was bad, second one was amazing,
Mhm.
third one was bad, fourth one was amazing, and it went like that up until the reboots, where the first one was good, but the other two were a bit ropey.
So would you say, so is this kind of like a throwdown then to say like any Trekkies and, you know, Star Wars geeks? So any Trekkie who says that Star Wars is horrible really has to kind of like say, well, not really because of them.
Well, it's because of Star Wars that Star Trek got brought back.
Yeah, so you can't really hate Star Wars because
yeah,
they do.
But I like them both, so I like Star Trek and Star Wars. We showed Star Wars here.
All right, yeah.
I was in hospital and never got to see it.
Oh,
I was gutted.
no.
But we showed the version with all Lucas's new special effects taken out, so it was as close to the original 1977 version as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, obviously, cult is, well, we all know what a cult is.
Mm.
You know, and that's where it comes from, because it creates this gang of people who want to go and see this film. So that's where cult really comes from.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Oh, okay. So obviously you've shown your first you've shown your first movie here in 2018. 17, sorry, here.
Yeah.
Obviously we're into 2021 now with obviously a heavy break in between because of the pandemic, which is obvious. We don't like to talk about it too much, but it's an obvious.
It's an obvious
thing. You know, for especially where we are now. So the Harraby Theatre is where we are in Carlisle as well, who, you know, graciously have had me back, you know, for the second time now, obviously to interview you know, to be, well, they had to really, didn't they?
Well, yeah.
You know, this is your home.
Well, I mean, Harraby means a lot to me. Grew up here as a kid. M&M Video Store up at Central Avenue is where I used to spend most of my time. And I'd get free films off them and things, because I'd put films back on there, back out when they were on the outs and all the rest of it, and collect for them. And yeah, there used to be a cinema club when we were kids, and they'd show Jaws, Grease, Superman. That was at the Catholic Club. So bringing it to Carlisle, well, sorry, to Harraby, it just felt right.
It feels right. Sitting here now, obviously, with the screen that you see on your left-hand side, it's still a live image. I will stand up so you can see me. We are down the front here. So hello, we are down the front here.
I can't stand up. There we go.
So even if I do go for a wander, you've got an amazing venue here, which we didn't really manage to showcase last time we were on the show.
30 seats.
Yes.
But obviously, because of COVID, I think it's down to about 120-ish.
Yes. So from what you can see, I mean, I'm going to take a wander up because we've got the lovely wireless mics. Just Paul, carry on talking. So, you know, when people come in, what do they expect, obviously, from a cult cinema club evening then? Because obviously you say that you put your own trailers on.
I put my own trailers on from roughly about, usually it's either from the same genre. This one is all films that were released in kind of 1986. So that's, there we go, it's gone off.
That's okay.
Yeah, so 1986, because that's when Big Trouble in Little China was released.
Yep.
So I went and found some trailers for films that were released around that time.
Yep.
I won't tell you them all because they're on the thing.
Yep.
And we've got, it's really like you go to the cinema reel, I call it. I just edit it at home. I get a rip from the Blu-ray I've got at home, put it into my computer. Then I edit on. Well, you can see we had our ident on it. Then there's Pearl and Dean. We'll have Pearl and Dean. Then you've got a bunch of trailers, which comes up our future coming soon type thing. Then our next feature, which is going to be Blazing Saddles. Yep. Then it goes into the film. Yeah. We've got trailers, a couple of little funny bits in between as well. And it's just, it takes us roughly about 3 weeks to get it right. Yeah. Because I'll put stuff on, then I'll go, nah, it doesn't work. Because I'll watch it back. Yeah. And I think I've got it. Sometimes I don't, but all the trailers kind of come from YouTube. Right. So the quality can be up and down. Okay. You know, I was trying to get the original VHS trailers. Yeah. To put on the start, but we just couldn't quite get it sorted. So so that's it. And then I'll do a little talk. Thank everybody for coming. A little bit about the film, maybe a bit John Carpenter. Yeah. And then I'll sit down. Well, I'll get wheeled back to where I am now, and the film will get put on, and then off we go. Roughly about 2 hours most.
We've got a lovely lady to the sidelines there. That's your wife. You may think like you're not in the scene, but you're actually on the camera as well at the back there. So give them a wave. Wave at the back because they will be able to see you on the screen as well.
This is my lovely wife, Kerry.
Partner in crime, as they
the
say.
Who has to do everything for me, and she's amazing.
Well, then you deserve a medal, don't you, Kerry?
And more. And a bottle of gin. You know, we've got a 5-year-old daughter.
Yep.
Who's sadly also disabled. So Kerry's got a lot on her hands with me and our daughter.
So for anybody that's watching, I mean, not only is it the films and obviously the cult side of things, this is just a general great release as well, isn't it, from day-to-day life, and especially with the pandemic coming out and just coming out, and you know, you're not only just supporting your local theatre, but you know, the community centre really, which is where it is. You're supporting the local community, you're meeting new people, you're finding new connections. So yes, you're going to come sit here maybe for an hour or so watching a movie, obviously having a beverage, but you're getting back to some normality. So it's not 100% about the film, it's about
the community.
The community,
because we're a safe space for LGBTQ.
Yep.
Which we're on that as well.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's got, you know, autism and things like that. We've always been very good with everybody. Before I was like this, I'd go around chatting with everybody and just make everybody feel welcome.
Of course.
And now with everybody just comes and chats with me.
Yeah.
We did. That's right. We're an award-winning Carlisle Cult Cinema Club. We got an outstanding contributions to the city of Carlisle from the Mayor of Carlisle. So
you can come sit in if you want, Kerry. Come sit in. You got a frosty. Nice. You can bring it with you. It's not that kind of show. You can relax. Come sit down if you want. Not a job. We've got people here to go. Group of people agree. Yes. So what we're going to do, like you say, it's with the show, we're in support of mental health awareness. You know, we try and let people know that mental health is not a bad thing. Mental health is something that we should all, well, mental health in general is something that we should all be aware of, because, you know, depending on where we are in life, you know, we all have different mental, you know, stresses or happiness, highs, ups, down, lows.
Well, I'll be honest, because of the way I am with this, sometimes I have dark days when I'm in a lot of pain and I can't, you know, my legs just won't work properly. So mental health's a big thing for everybody. You know what I mean? And we try and make it as welcoming.
Yes.
And as, you know, a cult.
Yes, a cult.
A cult.
Well, we like it,
But no, we just like to, you know, gang mentality.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who are coming tonight who just can't wait to get back to it.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I mean, I've been here now. This is the second time I've been at the theatre, and everybody's been so helpful and so nice, and everybody's just genuinely happy to see people
Liz, again. Ollie, and the rest of the crew are absolutely fantastic, and they have been from day one.
Aye.
And you know, they do a lot of hard work for the community here. And we Kerry used to come down and volunteered a few times, but obviously she can't anymore.
Yeah.
So, but come down and volunteer, because it's a great place and they've got so much going on, and it needs the support of everybody.
Yes.
Everybody in Carlisle, not just folk in Harraby. Come enjoy what they've got here, because they've just got so much. And don't forget, cinema night, fully licensed bar and Cheese XLs. It always goes back to the Cheese XLs.
Cheese XLs and licensed bar. Doesn't matter what movie we're showing. Does it really matter?
No.
There's a bar and Cheese
and there's
XLs.
hot dogs and popcorn.
And hot dogs and popcorn. What else do you need in life?
Exactly.
So how do you come around of choosing the movies? Because, you know, there's thousands out there that you can just dip your hand into and go, oh, we'll show that one tonight. There's got to be a little bit of selfishness as well.
There is, to be honest. I've tried, over the years, I've tried to kind of think of my audience and do a few mainstream films. We've shown RoboCop and things like that, which is now a cult movie.
Okay.
And The Warriors.
So hang on, going back to that. So would it be a film that it's had its high and then sometimes disappeared, or it's had a really bad remake, which is then rebooted an older film, for instance?
The remake of RoboCop's pretty dire.
It is pretty dire, wouldn't it? Would that be the same as like I'm I'm trying to remember the film there. There was a Total Recall, stuff like that. I mean,
Total Recall was a terrible remake as well.
Yes, we're not here to slate movies, there, but at the same time, what it would have done, it would have sparked your memory to the original, and then given you a newfound love for the
original Total Recall, which is a film I'll show. Nightbreed, another one.
Yeah,
which were both on the cinema at the same time, and I can't remember if it was we went to see Nightbreed and sneaked into Total Recall, me and my dad, or it was we went to see Total Recall and sneaked into Nightbreed. I can't remember.
Not that we recommend you do that.
No,
of course.
This was many years ago when I was just a youth. But yeah.
Yeah, because, I think with this pandemic as well, we're not going to sugarcoat it. It's been horrible for a lot of people, but it has given us a lot more time on our hands, maybe some that we didn't want. And a lot of people have gone back to like the Netflix, YouTubes, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus, and they're now watching films that, I would sit there.
There's so many films that are missing.
Yes.
I'm all about physical media, and I've got a cinema room at home, which is jam-packed with VHS, Blu-rays, laser discs, CED discs.
Love a laser disc.
Oh, I've got most of mine are video nasties, to be fair. But yeah, I've got the Wraith and I've got Cannibal Holocaust and a few others on laser disc. But yeah, I forgot where I was going now, or where we were going.
Well, I don't know. Does it really matter?
Does it matter? No.
We don't need roads.
No. Back to the Future. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Mind you, Christopher Lloyd, massive comeback on Nobody.
Right.
If you haven't seen Nobody, get it just for Christopher Lloyd, who kicks ass with a shotgun.
Well, now I need to watch it.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Christopher Lloyd with a shotgun. That just sounds like that's a movie made in heaven.
Bob Odenkirk plays, is it Hutch Mansell? And he has a very bad day and snaps.
Okay.
And he goes for his daughter's kitty cat bracelet because he'd been burgled.
Yeah.
And this causes a snap, and you find out that this mild-mannered man was actually basically an assassin for the three-letter agencies, CIA, FBI.
Okay.
And he said, if you turn up on my door, if I turn up on your door, then you've got to be accounted and you're gone.
Okay, so pretty much what's happened is they've taken the plot line for John Wick about the dog and done it with a cat.
To be honest, it's done by the producers of John Wick.
Okay.
And I've got a sneaking feeling it's in the same universe. Because there's certain things that are said.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm moving forward because I'm trying to read your comments. And obviously, I mean, it's great that everybody's there. Thanks very much for watching. So as we were getting back to the point, dipping your hand in and trying to pick the film that you're going to show next, where does it come from?
The next one's been a vote.
Okay.
We do the odd vote, and that's Blazing Saddles.
Okay.
That won over. I think it was Weird Science was second, and do you know something? I can't even remember what the other two films were, but they were all comedies because I thought everybody needed a laugh.
Of course.
But can't wait to see Blazing Saddles on the big screen.
Yes.
And it's un-PC. And that's great.
Oh, for those that of a certain collective fantastic age, did we say that Ed the Duck was a cult film?
Howard the Duck.
There we go. Why did I say Ed the Duck?
Major cult film.
Howard the Duck. There we go.
And obviously, he's turned up in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
And he was in Endgame.
Yes.
You just see a little shot of him walking through when Doctor Strange opens all the portals. And when you're looking, you just see Howard the Duck walking through. He's in the Marvel Universe. But yeah, Howard the Duck, George Lucas was behind it, I think, as a producer. And there's a bit of interspecies
relation,
yeah. Which, it didn't do well at all. But I'd read the comics, the Marvel comics, which it was based off as a kid. And it's funny, and there's a vampire cow in them and all sorts. So I hope they do a Howard the Duck film again, because it could be so better than the one that they did before.
Yeah.
Even though I've got a steel book of it. I've got the VHS. I think I've got the DVD somewhere. I can't beat a bit Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck. But there we go.
So I think when we're talking about movies, then we're going to do some quick fire questions on the movie side of things. So we'll work up there. So pick a movie genre. Which one would it be? Which is your favorite movie genre?
Horror.
So horror. Okay.
And believe it or not, we've not shown that many horror films.
Okay. Which one would be your favorite horror? It doesn't have to be cult. It can be any film in the world.
Well, my favorite horror, it's actually two.
Okay.
I can't split them. It's the original Dawn of the Dead,
Yeah.
George Romero,
Mm-hmm.
and the Evil Dead, Sam Raimi.
Okay.
They've always. I just can't split them. I watch them as much as each other. We've screened both of them, and I showed the Argento cut of Dawn of the Dead. I am going to screen Dawn of the Dead again.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show the complete cut, which is nearly just under 3 hours long.
Well, we're going to put you on the spot now because we're going to make you feel like a horrible person. Star Wars, Star Trek.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. DC or Marvel?
Marvel. I do like a bit of DC, but DCEU at the moment is terrible. Aquaman's probably the best film out the lot.
Mm-hmm.
Zack Snyder's the Justice League. I've watched it 4 times.
Yeah.
And each time I watch it, it gets worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I appreciated the longer version, if I'm being honest.
But did you not think it was overdone with the slow-mo? If you took all that slow-mo out, you could lose an hour in that film. It's 4 hours long.
Yeah, you
There's
could.
about 4 endings. You know what I mean? And the Joker's in it, making him better than he was in the Suicide Squad movie.
Okay, Marvel character, favorite Marvel character? Wolverine. Okay, fair
tattoo on my arm.
Oh.
When I was 18. First tattoo. Well, Wolverine and Doctor Strange, because I have got a chant for Doctor Strange. Actually, Doctor Strange would be over Wolverine, which I've got a tattoo as well.
Okay.
And I've got a massive collection of Doctor Strange figures and bits and bobs.
First movie you paid to see as an adult?
First movie I paid to see as an adult? Oh, God. Well, at 14, I got into Red Heat, which was an 18.
Right.
And then I went to see The Fly 2 not long after that.
Okay.
Which was an 18, and that was the start of me.
Oh, was Lawnmower Man a cult film?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just these are just coming to me
Lawnmower
now.
Man 2 is terrible.
Okay. I guess like Hellraiser wasn't then.
Hellraiser is?
Yeah.
Hellraiser.
So I feel like my childhood was built around cults, and I thought they were all fantastic, but apparently they're not as popular now as they were.
Well, they still are amongst us fans.
Yeah.
And I buy figures, VHS, Blu-rays, sets. You know, it's Phantasm as well. That's another great set of stuff I've got with the ball. Boy.
Right. Well, we're going to run out of time because obviously we're going to get everything ready for this evening. So a final cut off, as they say, to the trailers of today's live performance. We are at Harraby Theatre in Carlisle, Harraby.
The film.
Come on down. Doors open from 6:30. Tickets are £5 to come in.
Yeah, that's it.
There's booze and
Cheese XLs.
Cheese XLs. Plus, you've got Paul Donaldson here that will rack your brain with some movie trivia as well.
Plus, there's other folk over here as well.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's just that nice community gang.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the same people who come down over and over again.
Yeah. And if we've caught you off guard as well, you can also find them. Cult Cinema Club is on Instagram when he gets back to using it full time again.
I need to do it.
They're on Twitter
as well.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
So you can find them on all social medias. Just type in Carlisle Cult Cinema Club and you'll find them somewhere on social media.
That's right.
And on the interwebs. If you can't make it down tonight, which we totally appreciate, it might be last minute. You've just caught us live on the show. Follow them on social media, especially on the Facebook, which
Carlisle
is the most
Cult
active.
Cinema Club, we're everywhere.
Follow them. Stay in touch, and whenever you are in Carlisle or ever fancy just coming out and meeting some new people of like-minded ways.
We've had people travelling all the way from London to come and see films.
Oh, that wasn't to test their eyes, was it?
No, that wasn't to test their eyes. No, we had showed Zombie Flesh Eaters.
Oh, okay.
Doubled up with the Fully Uncut Cannibal Holocaust.
Okay.
And let's just say that brought a lot of people in because you're never going to see a Fully Uncut Cannibal Holocaust anywhere else but here.
Well, I feel like there's going to be a part 2 to this movie. Movie we're making, this live movie.
I think it's so.
And I think so. Next time we do it, we may do it, in a more set up, hopefully with people here as well. We may do it and actually do it while people are walking and wandering. We'll do it a little bit later and we'll ask some people. We'll do a wander around and hopefully we'll have a crew as well so we can get these cameras mobile as well and walking around. Paul, it's been fantastic talking to you.
And you, mate. Thank you for the interview.
This won't be the last time. I'm going to stay in touch personally and staying in touch on your Facebook page as well. Make sure you get on.
Everybody's welcome. The more the merrier.
So anybody from Chaturday Live, make sure you follow their page, Carlisle Cult Cinema Club. Anybody from his page that would like to follow us,
Chaturday Live.
we do appreciate it. We are here. We do live shows every week in support of mental health awareness. If you've got a hobby, talent, business, or anything that you'd like to talk to us about and share it with the public and get it off your chest, just contact us, hit us right up like Paul did. And here we are right now going. This is exactly how it does. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your Saturday evening, whether you're here or not. And for those that are interested, enjoy the Euros. It started, giving you a reason to have a few bevies and maybe you watch sports even if you don't like it.
Why we might be quiet tonight because the Euros are on.
But whatever you're doing, remember, keep your mental health high, stay positive, do what you feel that makes you feel good about yourself. Remember to contact your loved ones. We are still in a pandemic, friends, family, long distance, short distance, whatever it may be. Check in on people. Just a text saying hi could change somebody's mental well-being, and it makes all the difference. Tomorrow on Chaturday Live, we're going to be doing some live shots as well. We're on a charity ride tomorrow. For a gentleman that's got leukemia. We're raising money. We're on a motorbike ride from here to Millham, headed up by Dave McKnight. I will put the post up on the Chaturday Live Facebook page to support that page and that cause as well.
I'll share it for you,
thank you ever so much.
No
We're riding motorbikes. We're going to be doing 150 or more mile round trip, raising money. There's going to be a lot of motorbikes. If your house starts shaking through Carlisle, we do apologize. But if you'd like to come down and donate some money, we'll be at Carlisle Big Tesco's from 9:30. All the motorbikes will be there. We're raising money, buckets and all. Anything that you can donate, 20p up to £20 million. We will take it all. Cash foldables. We don't mind. Come down and see us. Come say hello to my saving Dave McKnight. You'll see us there with all the yellow ribbons. The charity is a fantastic cause, obviously, for leukemia, and this fantastic gentleman as well who deserves it more than anybody. So come and see us. We'll be posting more about that. But again, thanks very much for having us, Paul.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy your evening.
I will, as always.
And we will see you next time on Chaturday Live. From me and Paul, we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers.